Akwaaba to Akwaaba podcast. Today's episode is going to be mega. So today we are at the Cupcake Boutique located at Laboni, and I'm joined here by a very vibrant, vibrant and hey, my adjectives are finished. Anyway, like I said, today's content is going to be very fun. We're going to talk about everything travel. This is someone who has had in depth of wisdom and knowledge when it comes to touring and traveling across Ghana. Like you already know, my name is Akosia, and the guest will introduce himself. So we move to our guest. Ta-da,
Hey,
everyone.
lovely people. My name is Jayden, Jayden the Explorer, Jayden the Traveler, and I'm happy to be here today to share my insights with you.
Beautiful. So we are joined here today by Jayden, and Jayden runs.
So I co-found Travel Africa with a friend, but collectively I've worked with multiple travel companies across Ghana and helped them, grown across the years. So, yeah.
Beautiful. So today, how has your morning been? How's your week been? We are approaching weekend, right?
Well,
How's your week been? Tell us about
it's
your
been a
week.
great week. I actually started the morning by seeing the president. So,
Hey, which president? Is it the same president I know?
yeah, I went for an event and he was there.
Oh,
So,
nice. So, guys, just to let you know that my status just upgraded, right? So, this is called association, upliftment by association, right? So, tell us about the event actually.
well, it was 60th anniversary of the French school in Ghana. So
Hmm.
I have a relationship with the diplomatic corps, the French mission. So I just want to, represent pretty much. And I have some cute little girls who school there as well. So I
Okay.
went to support, I'll say, and
Okay.
also, network because I like to strategically place myself where the opportunities are and where the people, are that you connect with. So yeah.
That makes absolutely sense. That makes absolutely sense. All right. So today, we'll be talking about everything travel, like I said, and Jayden here is like an expert. But before we go into the depth of our conversation, right? So quickly, would ask you what actually prompted your interest in travel and touring Ghana.
So, I think something that most people don't know about me is that I started this whole travel and tourism way back from college. Like, I was in University of Ghana, and around that time, I was in an international organization called ISEC. So, ISEC is basically, I would say, the student or youth level of the United Nations. It's a subsidiary of the United Nations. It's a volunteer organization, and what we do basically was cross-cultural experience, volunteer work to help young people gain leadership experience. So pretty much taking students to different countries, they're doing volunteer works and projects that help them, build their cultural diversity, build their leadership skills, also just help them get to see the world. So ISEC is in 190 plus countries. So
Wow.
right from college, though it was volunteer work, we still harness the experience of creating trips, securing, visas, logistical arrangement, flight tickets, all of those things, and even taking people through preparatory seminars before they go to these countries. What you need to know when you get there. We also do these cultural activities, what we call global village. You represent your country there.
Okay.
So way back in University of Ghana, this is what we
Okay.
used to do. I did that 1 year. Took students, over 300 students to 25 plus countries.
Wow.
Yeah, so
All within Africa or
no,
like
no.
around the
Like,
globe.
people were going as far back when Russia was not in its turbulence. Not to
Okay.
go into politics, but people go to Russia to teach English. People go to
Wow.
Kenya, all the way to Mauritius. In fact, I created the first partnership in ISEC between Ghana and Mauritius.
Wow.
So around that time, I think
Hey,
they
yeah,
took
big
about
man, oh.
me. Yeah, ISEC really gave us the opportunity to be exposed like that because we
Wow.
go for international conferences where different universities around the world are all coming. We go for local conferences as well. So that also we do it around the country. So that in itself sprouted the experience or a passion for travel. And I've also always been someone who's passionate about new adventures, seeing
Okay.
different places.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, going places. And I'm also a people's person. So
Obviously.
I always like to meet people, engage with people. So I think collectively all these drew my inspiration to this field.
All right.
Also, I have families all around the world, like cousins and things. So when everyone comes to Ghana, being the one here, I'm the one taking them around and all of that. So I'm like, wait a minute, with all these experiences,
Yeah.
and that why not create a business out of it? But all of that came at a pivotal moment because I was still a suit and tie guy. I was working in an office, and I think
It's
when
like in a finance
oh no, no,
or
no, in finance.
okay,
I've never been
a
you know,
finance person
I won't say a finance person because as a business person, you're technically
in
in
finance. All
finance.
right.
But I've never had the pleasure or desire, say, to work in a bank or all of that.
Okay.
I feel like it's a different dynamic. Yeah. I want to always engage with people. So the bank, it's not my field. But yeah,
Okay.
I was actually creating impact because I was working with my former boss. She was head of HR for UN in the Africa region. So she realized that there was a skill gap among the youth in Africa. So she opened a training and development center where we were, creating impact, helping students across Africa develop their skills and all of that. And then
Okay.
COVID hit, so we had to shut down. And for me, it was a pivotal moment in my life because
Wow.
I'm like, what am I going to do next? Okay, I have this experience, I have this passion, then let me fuse it together, and you know, so yeah, that's the cocktail.
Wait, so I mean, you were talking about how you started from ISEC, right?
Yeah.
So can you, if you go back
hmm
to memories before ISEC,
Yeah.
do you think that you had any interest in exploring Ghana even prior to you getting to college?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, back in even junior high school, as young people, we used to have all these excursions, and you are overly enthused to go,
Yeah.
go somewhere new. But I think for me, it's really like being an ISEC and having that being in that capacity, because I believe that I have a saying that I say that the elasticity of your dream is stretched within the confinement of your experience. So meaning the farther you dream, the more you see, the more you dream.
Yeah.
So once you are in a particular setting, you're like, oh, okay, there's possibility to see that, to do this, to
Yeah.
do that. Then yeah, of course. So,
Wow, great. And then your parents are aware of this because, like, I can just imagine
yeah, absolutely.
a Ghanaian parent, like, what you
Absolutely.
want to do is just roaming around, just taking people
Absolutely.
around.
Absolutely.
How do they take it?
Being an only child, of course. Sometimes when I'm hiking a mountain or I'm on a canoe or somewhere, then my mom will call me. I'm like, this woman, she has some sense that she knows I'm doing some
Something
overly
crazy.
adventurous something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they're okay with
yeah,
it.
they're absolutely okay. I
Okay.
mean, at the end of the day, it's seeing yourself grow through your passion and making sure it's also helping you sustain yourself or sustain a living, pretty much.
I will tell you a story.
Okay.
Right. I have always loved exploring, right? Even though I feel like I've always been in a family that really like safety, right? They know that if I'm looking for this person, she's here.
Yeah.
Like, just stay here, like confinement reason. This is when, after uni, right? It's when my adventure was kicking in. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to join this volunteer group, and we're going to go somewhere around Afram Plains or something. We're going to do volunteer things, like do charity stuff, and after that, we'll tour the space as well. This is how I said this, and then a night, I had packed my bags though, like I had zipped and everything. A night before the travel, I mean, I had taken my mom. She was like, "Oh, it's cool and everything." I knew she wasn't cool with it because I know my mom, so I was like, "Okay, fine." I packed my bag. Jayden, can you believe it? Like a day before the trip, my uncle calls me and he's like, "Oh, Akosia, I've heard that you're traveling. I had a dream." I'm like, "You had a dream about
In
what?"
my deepest Ghanaian exclamation. Oh.
I don't. Like, "Oh, I had a dream." And so long and short of it, I didn't go. And I'm
That's
here.
a shame.
I tell you.
That's a shame.
So,
I hope
like,
you
I
did make the
really,
trip to Afram Plains though.
I would have loved it, right? I know. So I really admire people that are able to like be all adventurous and have like supportive family and all that. But going beyond that, right? How do you make sure that you're always like safe, and how to like protect yourself? Because obviously you're a guy, but I'm sure that there are other things like natural occurrences that
absolutely.
you would have to
Absolutely.
protect yourself.
I mean, when you're always on the go, there are what's it called? Natural circumstances and different situations that come up. Some of them are within your capacity, others are not. So as a Christian, of course, I'm always putting for prayer and God to guide my step as I go through. I know that back home too, the family prayers are also holding me down. Yeah. So, but in terms of also practical, safety, even in planning the tours, there's something they call five theories of tourism.
Eish.
Don't worry, it's nothing complex. It's just
Okay,
yeah, but
sorry, it was complex. We'll
anytime you're
learn.
creating an experience, you're looking at things like accessibility, amenities, accommodation, activities, So even from my personal self, if I'm going somewhere, I'm considering all these things. Like,
Okay.
is this place easily accessible? Of course, sometimes we are going to daring places. We've had circumstances where we've been charged by elephants, almost
Hey!
getting capsized in a canoe. Yeah, but
Wow.
that's what makes the experience.
Wow.
So I think personal safety, knowing that, because I'm mostly also not traveling alone. So the
Mm,
people around me, I know that we are all looking out for each other.
okay.
We're also going places. You research before you go. Make sure you have a contact person
Mm,
there, a local, and all of that. So all of these things, and also making sure that someone back home knows where you are. You're sending
that
pictures,
makes
sharing
sense.
locations. Of course, as a guy, sometimes you want to be in an adventure. So
Yeah. But
yeah.
honestly speaking, right? Honestly speaking, before we go to my next question, how
Mhm.
many regions have you visited? Like out of the 16, how many
I've,
have
I've
you
been I've
visited?
been to before because for me technically we still have 10.
Okay.
The 16 is just. But anyways, if I'm
It's a
taking the
further
10,
division of the
yeah,
10.
yeah, absolutely. I've been to all the major regions in Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sure. And then when you're going, right, how do you make sure that you capture the culture of the places you're going to in your content? Because definitely, even though we are all in Ghana,
Yeah.
every place has its own culture. How do you capture all this in the content that you create from your trip?
So one thing that we love, you know, my travel community is that we want to experience travel from the local perspective, the authentic experiences.
Hmm.
So when we're going to these places, we're not even taking bus. Sometimes we're taking the local bus, the way of the people, stop at some point, use their means of transport. If it's the keke, we are sitting in it. If it's the motorbike, we're hopping on it.
Mm.
And also with Travel Africa, one of our main goals is to help promote sustainable tourism. So everything that we're doing, we're making sure that is in line with these objectives of sustainable
Okay.
tourism. Now to come to capturing the experience, I think when we are going somewhere, we already have a idea in mind, or like I would say a plan. So we're going for
Okay.
this festival. What do we want to highlight? We want to highlight um, the attire, costume, dance, the food, the people living in their, experience and in their
Mm.
authenticity.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
and I'm grateful to have a travel, group where most of them are content creators. So I'm taking this video, someone is taking that video. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
we are,
You put it together.
comparing notes. It's all about the partnership of it as well. But yeah, I'm I'm the I'm one to hop into the adventure right away. So if
Yeah.
it's a festival, I'm joining the locals to dance. We are, joining them in their march, eating the food with them. And I think out of that passion, you get the real authentic experiences because
Mhm.
you are passionate about. You're not just going because it's work. Because no, with this travel thing, you have to be passionate about what you do.
Absolutely.
Because if you are not passionate, then passion always, takes you a step notch. Yeah.
All right. So, which cultural experience have you had that is absolutely unforgettable?
Well,
And what made it so special?
I love the experiences that again connect you to the people. So cultural dances, festivals that showcase the clothing, the people, their food. Yeah, there was a festival we went in Adan. It was held in what's called Chin Chin Museum. It
Mm.
was so nice because the community came, the Queen Mother was there. We did a procession. We joined the locals, play music. And for me, that was authentic. We also had another in the Volta region. I've had the opportunity to also go to one of the Aquisida festivals in
Okay.
Ashanti region. Of course, there's a full glare of royal opulence. And with Kumasi being a cultural hub of Ghana, you
Yeah.
really get to feel that, oh wow, this is tradition, this is culture. So
Wow.
those are the moments that I'm in awe or grateful for to be able to live in those
Looks like you
experiences.
really, really love culture. Like
Yeah,
you really, really love like exploring and experiencing like culture from different parts. Not
absolutely.
just Ghana, but I mean mainly Ghana as well.
Because I believe that the people's identity is tied to your name and your culture and your
Mm.
practices. If you take away the name, you know the story of slavery. So they take away your name, they put you somewhere else, and then now you cannot even trace your lineage. So it starts with your name. Once you know your name, you know who you are. You're able to now retract your steps. So one of my favorite Dinkra symbols is Sankofa,
Wow.
because being able to know lessons of the past
Mm.
helps you strategize or be able to have an introspective future. So I believe that culture is very important. I'm grateful that Ghana has a very high cultural, presence around it. Ghana is an amazing country. When people say welcome to Ghana, welcome to Ghana, it's like, yeah, there's a lot to see. If you're here, you're like, oh, Ghana.
I
Of course, there are
know.
things to complain about.
I know
Definitely
if
things
you're
to
here, you
complain
take
about. But
everything for granted.
today we're here
Like,
to discuss tourism, so I'll stick to that. You
okay,
know,
okay.
and if you look around the world, destinations that are what's it called high up on tourism is really tied around what is unique to the people. Because the most traveled, most popular destination people went to in 2023 was France. About
Wow.
between 70 to 90 million people went to France.
Hey.
What's France known for? They have the culture of,
Yeah.
romanticized
Yeah, I
living,
know.
the architecture, the
Wow.
gastronomy, culinary experience. So that is the culture of the people. That's the
Hmm.
culture of the French. You want to go and experience that. So all these 70 to 90 million people. So in 2023, when about 1 million people are coming to Ghana, so what are they coming to see? Most of the places, the top places that people love to visit a lot after they do a city tour. We're going straight to Cape Coast. We want
Yeah.
to learn about our history and heritage. After that, we also want to know about the culture of the people.
That's absolutely really clear. Like from what you've said,
Yeah,
and like from what I pick from what you said is that for us to be able to sell ourselves as a country
yeah,
to people to want to come and visit this country, because tourism obviously makes like the country some money, right?
yeah,
For us to do that is for us to live our culture.
yeah,
Right. So if we are so eager to westernize ourselves and like
yeah,
westernize and then be shy of our culture, it's actually depletes the reason why people would even want to come.
absolutely. So we have to own who we are. So when you look at the National Tourism Development Plan, I think
Yeah.
culture is also one of the things they really highlighted,
Wow.
and I'm happy to see that. I mean, it's a project from now to 2027. I think they have all these plans
You're really
in
up
there.
to date with your culture stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just up to date with the industry in itself
Yeah.
because it's always adapt, learn, unlearn, relearn. So
Wow.
as a person, you always have to go 1% extra that a 99% won't. Yeah.
Aish. Aish.
So like I said, it also all ties it down to the passion.
Yeah.
Most people are just jumping on the tourism wave just because hey, now
It's making
it's a new thing
way.
and it's
Yeah.
making money, of course. But like I said, I started back from ISEC. There was a purpose and a reason why we're doing what we're doing.
Okay.
So if it's always tied to the impact,
Mm.
yeah, and that's the same energy that I bring when I'm creating experience for people. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
I wanted to ask you, what does it mean
Yeah,
to be like a travel curator?
it's a cocktail of skills, experience, and a learning platform as well. Because if you're starting just like any entrepreneur, you are the researcher, you are the marketer, you are the finance person, you're also the same person, creating and also the person handling customer service. So for me, anytime somebody's touching base for a tour, what I'm asking myself is, or what I'm envisioning is putting myself in their shoes.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, what do I want these people to get?
Mm.
If I was going somewhere for the first time, what do I want to experience?
Yeah.
Culture, people, food.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what memories do I want these people to have after these things? And so from there, I'm able to know how I'm navigating the logistical arrangements.
And you were talking about how you're into sustainable
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
tourism,
it's
right?
something that
In a
we're still
very
pushing.
basic term,
Yeah.
what is sustainable tourism?
So sustainable tourism, essentially, I'll say in a very practical way, it's a tourism that has direct, impact on people, environment, and basically the livelihood and improving what's it called? improving the environment and the places that you're going. So we say leave footprints, leave footprints, leave nothing but footprints.
All right.
So anytime you see that a place or a country or a location is rising in tourism, there are concerns or also problems that are might be affecting the local people. You can take Hawaii, Malaysia, Seychelles, even present day Ghana. You realize that yes, we're saying that, oh yeah, we made 3 point something billion out of tourism in
Mm.
2023. How is that, or what percentage of the very, very local economy is benefiting from that? You
Okay.
understand? Is benefiting
Okay.
from that.
Okay.
When I'm going to a village in Cape Coast, am I going to see the impact of all this tourism over there? Is this tourism also making the place a better place, or rather destroying it? A lot of people are coming, they are dumping plastic waste. That's
Mm.
not the type of tourism we want. What is the carbon emission or the carbon footprints like? Are people traveling individually, people traveling in groups?
Okay.
So rather put people in one bus to go somewhere than multiple commutes. You understand? So all those things are things to consider under the umbrella of
Sustainable
sustainable tourism. Of course,
tourism.
there's also a lot to learn and a lot that we have to do in our part of the world, but it's a never ending journey. So
So
it's never.
personally, what are the initiatives that you take
So
to
for us as
attain this?
Travel Africa, I think what we've been able to do is that our travel souvenirs are made out of recycled materials. Recycled
Wow.
materials that are outsourced from local people. So
Wow.
we're making sure if you come on a trip and you're buying our bags, reinvesting to the local economy. So the woman somewhere who has picked the rubbers or the old materials to come and sell is also making some money out of it. You understand? I mean, and not just that. I personally also in this my hidden gem series, I'm making sure I'm putting more spotlight on eco-friendly and Ghanaian-owned
Mm.
locations as well.
Mm.
So, one of my favorite places in Ghana is Abusia and
Mm.
Adan, because and also meet me there in the Volta region, because all these places are like eco
Friendly
resorts, and
places.
when you go to these places, you have direct contact with the locals. I
Wow.
love that. That's an authentic experience. That's a sustainable, tourism right there. You're connecting with the locals. You're learning. You're not just coming to see. It's not a museum. You're just coming to see. You're in some lush
Yeah.
resort. I mean, there's that side of it too. I mean, it's cultural tourism, leisure tourism, educational tourism. There's all different facets of tourism. So yeah, for me, that's,
Hey, I've learned
that's
a lot too.
yeah,
The way I'm quiet, like my neck is not even moving, right? I absolutely love this. Like you're
great.
traveling at the end of the day, how is that benefiting the people that you are going to meet,
Yeah,
right? Beautiful. And then last but not the least, right? There's so much technology out now. How are you infusing or how are you imbibing technology in your travel or your adventure series?
yeah. I mean, I think technology is here to stay with the inception of AI and artificial intelligence, all of those. I think that when you even look at the global travel technology space, it's projected that it's going to keep growing like to 17% growth to $400 million even in 2024. It's
Wow.
also about 61% of travel is going to be offline and now going to be online. So that
Start again.
so in the global travel technology
Okay.
space, about 61% of travel experience
Mm-hmm.
is going to move from offline. So I'm coming to you directly to book a tour.
Okay.
It's going to move from that and project to online based,
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I want to book an experience like they do in Dubai,
Okay.
I just want to take my phone, be able to select what I want, use AI, and through the data that they have, and also be able to make uh, a cashless payment
Yeah.
system. You
Yeah.
understand? So all those things.
So would you say that Akwaaba is in a good niche
Yeah, yeah,
since
yeah.
you're about
I
to
mean,
grow?
definitely. We know on our side of the world, we're
Mm-hmm.
still picking up the technology, but when you look at, I always like to use Dubai as a yardstick, because they are far advanced and basically created experience. They've centered their tourism around futurists. It's just a art gallery that you're seeing different
Yeah.
type of things, future, something is going around. You can simply book a tour, check your phone. You don't have to go, you don't even have to go and send a DM to the
Yeah.
curator
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Also, lots of travel and aviation industries are using big data to be able to tell where are people going, what's the area of
Whoa.
interest, all
Whoa.
of that. Because data is the new currency of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone said that data is a new oil.
yeah, data is the new currency of the world.
Yeah.
So even with there are what's it called, virtual reality experience. So you see where you are going
Mm.
and have a feel before you even go there. All these
Wow.
type of technology, Internet of Things, all
Oh.
these things are there. The search engines as well, and the payment system. But I think for our side of the world, we are slowly getting into these travel search engine apps and also the cashless payment systems.
Mm.
So now you can just pay on maybe Stripe or PayPal, Paystack, and all that. So yeah, I think when you look at the data and the trajectory that the world is going, tech tech infused experience or
Travel.
platforms like Akwaaba and all of those, you are in the right spot at the right
Thank
time
you,
because
sir.
tourism tourism in Ghana is going to keep
Yeah. It's
skyrocketing. It's
yes.
not going to
Yes.
come down
Yes.
here. It's going to keep skyrocketing. So it's good to be able to infuse technology because you always have to. I believe that I tell people you have to adapt, learn and adapt, learn and adapt. That's the way of life. You can't simply be, even in creating reels. Okay, like this year, I've not really been actively posting for a while because I was feeling the whole, high performance anxiety, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I've done. After your reels go viral and all of that, what next?
Mm.
What am I going to do? And then you sit back, do some research, and try and invent, even if it's old videos, you're putting it together in a different way to present to
Yeah.
the people. Like,
Yeah.
what do people want to see? What do they want to know? You learn and adapt. That's the way. That's
The
the
one thing that really struck me was the sustainable tourism, right?
yeah,
And that's what basically Aquaba app has been on, like that's a trajectory that I've been trying to read. Because at the end of the day, that okay, we are a travel tech company, right? That
yeah,
is making like exploring Africa,
yeah,
starting from Ghana, exploring Ghana, super easy and super smooth for people. One thing that we are looking forward to is also we are ensuring the sustainable tourism, right? Where we
yeah.
are promoting local businesses along
Right.
the way, right? So even in the way that we also form our podcast, we realize that we try and showcase different businesses so
Yeah,
that people are able to see these businesses and be like, all right, sure, these are the places that we can visit in Ghana, right?
yeah,
And then now you get into the app and it's way easier. You're able to reserve, you're able to see their services, etc., etc.
yeah,
So like it's been so amazing
yeah,
chatting
yeah,
with you and like just people getting to know how much technology is actually going to change the face of
yeah.
tourism,
Absolutely,
even here in Africa.
absolutely, absolutely. And for Africa, we have the opportunity because we are on the verge of really getting into all these resources, infrastructure
Yeah,
development, and all that.
yeah,
So we are in the right spot. But that's why people are always coming to
yeah.
Africa, Ghana, invest. When you look at the real estate properties and all of that, there's opportunity here. So Africa is the future.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, is there your last word for anybody
Well,
who wants to follow your line of creating travel, creating content on travel, etc.?
yeah. I mean, I would say if there's anyone out there who wants to get into the travel space, make sure that whatever you're about to do, you're passionate about what you're doing because it's not just taking people on experiences. There's a lot of back end activities that go into planning and creating tours. So when you just see on social media that oh yeah we posted a reel, it's not oh yeah you're living life. I want to join tours. No, it is planning. Having the desire, the right customer experience, and the patience to be able to be in this industry. So I urge everyone to be able to chase their dreams, but do it out of passion. Always be connected to your why. Don't just start things. Have a why, because once you're connected to the why, the how will follow easily.
Thank you so much.
You're
So, where
welcome.
can we find you on socials?
Well, so Jayden_Billion on Instagram. You can also check out Travel Africa, Trips and Tribe, and our sister travel company Side and Trips. If you want tours, just hit me up on my Instagram. Send me a DM. if I'm allowed to share my number, you can also just call me
No
050,000.
problem at all.
Yeah.
You're actually going to be onboarded on Akwaaba app, so
Yeah, I'll
they
be on
can
Akwaaba
easily
app as well.
so they can
So,
easily reach you through Akwaaba app. Thank you
mhm.
so much. It's been such an amazing conversation with today I've learned things. We'll catch you again on our next episode. Bye.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Fefe nefe, neke neke. Fefe nefe, we dey do am neke neke. Fefe nefe, neke neke. Fefe nefe, don't do me neke neke. 23 when I dey ball, oh, no come best my bubble. Nobody knows tomorrow. When you see me, show me some love, oh. I was dreaming for the corner in TM where better call.